What's good, everyone? I'm back today on March 5th, 2026, with a winning trade. Finally, a winning trade. I've been doing this series for, I think, almost a month now, and I've taken only two trades within that whole time because price action just hasn't been favoring my model. Uh, and yeah, one of them was a loss, great loss, and now I took a win, and it was a great win. And I'm just gonna get straight into it. So let me just show P&L here. Account balance finally up. Like I said, I took a loss first. Which was about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, which lost me like 1,000. Now I made back 850. I bought a fresh eval for this series because prior to it, I blew all my fundeds being stupid, and then I took a 1 week mental reset and started the series. All right, so RR on this trade 1.14. I don't go for crazy RR. I go as long as long as it's over 1-to-1. I enter anything from 1-to-1 to like 1-to-2 usually. Sometimes over 1-to-2. Very rarely. I prioritize a high win rate. But yeah, especially with fundeds, when you're trading with prop firms, it's better to go for a higher win rate. Maybe once I'm on a live account, I'll start going for higher RR, but whatever. So I'm gonna just get straight into it. Now, coming into the day, I had a mixed bias. Like, I wasn't bullish or bearish. Reason being, we had reasons to go both ways. First off, bearish bias. We have this low, relative equal low here. Made a relative equal low with the relative equal low. ES made an SMT with this, but I didn't really care about it because we still had this low intact. This isn't an area I expect rejection from. But since we're just in this choppy range, it kind of does what it wants to do. But higher time frame, I was bearish. And then we also, like yesterday, I was bearish too, but I said, okay, if we start coming up, we disrespect these gaps, then I will look for longs. And I tried to look for longs yesterday, but I got no entry. If you watched the recap yesterday, you would see that. But we came into this 4-hour gap overnight, respected it, made an SMT with this high, and started getting, and this is where I kind of got mixed up. We had this SMT, but we weren't getting any type of rejection. As you can see here, we have this bullish fair value gap on the 4-hour, and it was getting rejected. We were kind of just chopping overnight this whole time since yesterday at the end of AM session. We just went sideways. So that kind of told me, like, all right, I'm not confident in longs because we have this SMT, but I'm not really confident in shorts because we didn't reject here. Like, when you're looking at bias, or whether you want to look for reversal or continuation, you have to look at structure. Clean reversal structure would have looked something like us. Let's say that is like the 4-hour high, whatever. We come up to the high, building up this nice structure, and then get a big rejection off of it, and then start like displacing lower quick. Instead, what we did here is we came up, built a good structure, but didn't get a strong rejection. We started looking something like this, and like that's just not strong. There's nowhere for us to come up and manipulate into to get continuations. Like here, if it's something like this, let's say you have like sell side over here. Here you could look for something like this, build up liquidity, take out this high. Let's say it's like a 15-minute gap, get an inversion, and then get a continuation to this. Here you can't do that anywhere because it's just a whole choppy leg. That's kind of what we had here. So because I had no bias and I saw that it could go either way, I told myself at open, okay, I'm not going to look for any type of reversal entry. I'm only going to look for continuation trades today. If we displace higher at open, I'm going to look for a continuation long. If we displace lower, I'm going to look for a continuation short to these two lows. Now what we ended up doing at open was displaced higher. And right here, that's when I started looking for longs. As you can see, I mapped out this 5-minute gap because I was looking for the long. Now we opened this 5-minute gap, traded into it, and the reason being, it's funny because I was literally, right before I took this trade, I was recording a market review with taking 0 trades because I thought I was done. didn't get my entries, wanted an entry, I'm going to get into it, wanted an entry here, never got it. So I was just like, oh, whatever, I'm done. And then while recording the recap, I saw like, oh shit, my setup is happening again. And then I entered it right there. Maybe I'll throw in the clip if I'm not too lazy to edit it, that the smaller ones fail. But I mostly only pay attention to that on the... Oh, we might actually be getting a setup here. Hold on. Gonna limit order this 1 minute gap. There we are in. But I will post the clip of the whole trade on TikTok. My account is in my bio. I'll put it up on the screen here. But yeah, I was looking for longs here. I wanted longs since we started displacing through here. I wanted longs to this London high. Now, multiple reasons made me not take a trade here. Even if I wanted to take this trade with this little tiny 1 minute for value gap, I could not have entered. But let me explain why I didn't want to take it in the first place. One, we were trading in this bearish hourly gap, and we were still respecting at that time. It didn't get inversed until 10 a.m. opened up, and we kind of got like a little 15-minute rejection wick from it, which made me question it a little bit. But that wasn't the most important part. The most important part was that we had no internal targets. Every trade that I take, I look for some type of internal target. Either we have a relative equal high with some type of sell side or buy side level, like an important level, or we have an equal high on the 1 minute or 2 minutes, something like that, or we have an unfilled gap, we have low resistance liquidity built up, or a data high of some sort. We had none of that here. This is just a random high, nothing, no relative equal high, nothing like that. Now, even if I wanted to take this trade, I couldn't have taken it. And another reason being this fair value gap was small. I don't like taking small fair value gaps. They're just like, it feels out of place. But even if I wanted to take it, the displacement was too big. I would have had to limit order it, and then wouldn't have been able to limit order it because, like, let's say I put the CISD, I would have had to delete the limit order because this intermediate high, which was supposed to be my break even, got taken before I would have gotten an entry. So couldn't have taken this trade. And then the London high got taken. Now, why did I not want to continue longing after this London high was taken? Because we still had this high up here. And that was because it was an SMT high. I saw it as a protected high. The London high I did not really see as protected because we didn't displace strongly from it. We didn't really displace from here either, but I still saw it as more of a protected high. I wouldn't want to target a high that swept another high, like the top of the range. And especially, we dumped from it. Like, we souped the high, started dumping through it, displacing through it, and there were, like, look at that. Like I was talking about structure. This is not continuation structure. Continuation structure would have been, like, this was a 15-minute gap. If we did something like this, maybe had like an equal high here or something like that, then that would have been continuation structure. But we just didn't have that. We displaced through it. Now, after this, I was like, okay, we're bearish now. We rejected this high. We're showing continuation lower structure. And then I look on ES. We have a relative, or had a relative equal low with this 4-hour gap, which was also a 1-hour intermediate low. Wasn't taken yet on NQ, so I saw it as a valid target. And I didn't want to target, although I didn't want to like short and have my TP be there, just because I wanted to just be in and out of this trade, especially it being late. It was already 11 o'clock. Just wanted to hit my internal target and get out of the trade. I'm not going to extend my TP just so I can 50% this eval. Like, with my whole point of this series is that I trade everything as if I'm on a funded with my own money. So I'm not going to like wing a trade just because, oh, I'm greedy and I want to have the bigger P&L and 50% my account. No, I'm not stupid. When I tried that before this series, I blew like 5 evals being stupid, just trying to force my way back to the funded stage. And I'm not doing that this time. So with this trade, we displaced lower and we had this relative equal low, meaning we still had sell side available for us to short to. which is why I was fine with looking for shorts. Then we came into this 5-minute gap and opened up a 15-minute. Now, like I said, I was already recording a trade recap, and right before it, there was a 1-minute gap here that was about to open up, and I wanted to take it. I was going to take the short because I had the same confluences as the trade I just took. It had these 1-minute equal lows, which was also an unfilled 5-minute gap. It had the 5-minute fair value gap hit for the continuation, also the 15-minute. Souped this high beautifully, but we just didn't have the 1-minute. Now I can take a 30-second, but I didn't want to because it was a small 30-second. 30-second I care the most when like the size of the fair value gap. Now here it was tiny, didn't want to take it, just looked out of place. And even if I did want to take it, I couldn't because once again the intermediate low was taken. So we came up, we reswept the high, still had all the confluences intact for targets, and got a perfect 3-minute inverse fair value gap. There, it was the highest time frame one in the leg. There was no 5-minute, no 4-minute. There was this 3-minute. Now, why didn't I enter right away? Because the RR would have been scuffed. So I limit ordered this 1-minute fair value gap over here. I could have limit ordered at the 3-minute, but honestly, I just wanted to get in the trade. As long as I'm over 1-to-1 RR, it's good for me to take. So I took that, I entered that. Honestly, was a little bit scared, which I realize is still a psychology problem. I was getting a little scared when it was nearing my stop loss. But something I got to realize is my stop loss is here for a reason. Just because it's going here, it doesn't mean shit. It can come up here and, you know, still work. That's why my stop loss is here and not like here. But yeah, I got into that. Had all my confluences. Had this as my break even because this is the intermediate low of this trade. And yeah, glad it played out. Hit a 1.14 RR. Already showed my P&L at the start. Here's my entry. Here's my exit. And yeah, perfect breakdown that this low also ended up being taken on ES. And now look, we're chopping around. Now, why, once again, did I not try to TP at here? Because yeah, I would have 50% in my account. Reason being, it was late. Like I don't trade past 11 a.m., but I got into this trade at 10:57, which is also kind of late. At that point, like trades aren't as high probability, but since the confluences were there, I liked it. But I'm not going to go for a further target when it's not earlier in the session. Volatility is already dying down. We already moved a lot. From open, we shot up 220 points, and then from there, we shot down 280 points. So for me to expect us to drop from here like another 150 points when it's already nearing the end of the session and volatility dies down at this time, why would I want to target further? I'd rather just get my, part and dip, especially being I've been on such a long dry streak where I just get no entries. I'm not trying to end it with a break even, a brutal break even. I'm just trying to get this win. And, I would have done the same thing on a funded. It wasn't me being emotional. It would have been an emotional TP if I tried to target this low because I have all my stuff here. And yeah, I'm glad I took it. And it just shows that patience pays, that I've been waiting for my perfect setup, and I finally got it, and I finally capitalized on it. If I was sitting there emotional, trying to take bad entries, just because I'm pissed that, I'm not getting any setups. Like, yeah, it sucks right now that my P&L didn't move for so long, but I would have had the same P&L that I have now if I was taking the bad trades, except I would have already blown 3 accounts. Now I'm on the same account that I was on a month ago. Yeah, it sucks, but whatever. It kind of does get in my head that I'm waiting this long just for eval trades, but it's all good. I know it's going to work out in my favor in the long run. Now that Apex has better rules and the super cheap evals, I might just buy some for the next CPI day and throw them on there. Just, try to get at least one funded just so I can get that idea out of my head. And yeah, shows that patience pays. I'm going to continue being patient. Tomorrow we have NFP, hopefully some good price action. Hopefully very clear direction that we want to go to. And honestly, I think the reason that my frequency has been so low is because, well, obviously everyone should do this, but my trading is highly tied to how the higher time frame is moving. For example, like I use the higher time frame for my bias, for my direction, and I use the lower time frame to get entries to capitalize off of that higher time frame bias. Now, if the higher time frame is good but the lower time frame is bad, I can't get an entry, which is what's been happening some of the days where I have a clear bias and my bias ends up playing out. The highs and lows that I think will get taken out end up being taken out, but I cannot get a lower time frame entry towards it. And then there are also times where the higher time frame just sucks, that I don't even look at the lower time frame because I don't have a read on the market. Now, it's been a lot like that because we're in this sideways range where we make multiple draws, but just don't do anything, just continue this choppy range. Like we had this relative equal low that's been here for a month and a half already. We had relative equal highs that were here for so long and just were left for months. It's just bad price action. And that's what's expected since that April tariff shit went up like 50%. That's what happens. It's going to accumulate after distributing. And I think just all of Q1 will be like that for this year. And then hopefully around April, May, stuff picks back up. Either we start displacing lower out of this chop or higher back to all-time highs. Maybe we manipulate and then go up. Just something. And then I'm sure once we're out of that range, I will be doing good. My frequency will be back up. I'll be winning more trades because I'll be on side with the market with the direction. Win rate is already lower when the higher time frame is choppy just because there is no clear direction. Market just does whatever it wants. So that's why me sitting out is preserving my capital. And most people should be doing the same unless your strategy capitalizes on chop, which mine doesn't. It capitalizes on clear direction. Maybe something in the future I can work on is looking for a strategy that works when the higher time frame is choppy. But for right now, since I'm still unprofitable, still looking for consistency, and I've only been trading for a year and a half, I'm just going to stick to my one model. And then once I'm comfortable with this, once I'm making money from this, then I can start branching out to other models and furthering my like my array of models. Right now, better to stick to one while I'm still learning. So kind of a long video, but good explanation. Once again, I make these videos for myself just so I can ingrain everything that I say into my brain. But maybe it can help someone else one day, even if it's one person. But yeah, glad I've been patient for all this time, because this win wouldn't have meant shit if I blew 4 accounts before and was already down from all the bad trades I've taken. Now this win actually means a lot because it reinsures that, all right, I've been patient, I've been waiting for my good setups, and now I've been rewarded for it. That I'm on the same account, my P&L is going up, instead of me blowing 4 accounts prior and this win not really meaning shit. So yeah, great, happy with how I played today, and I will be back tomorrow with whether it's a trade breakdown or a market review, hopefully some good price action since it is NFP day. But whatever happens, happens, and I'll post a video about it. Peace out.